One of the biggest mistakes people make with money is not that they refuse to invest, but that they invest in the wrong order. Every day, people rush to buy stocks, ETFs, or cryptocurrencies while still carrying high-interest credit card debt and having no emergency savings at all. This behavior looks smart on the surface, but financially, it is deeply flawed. Investing without a solid foundation is like trying to fill a bucket that has holes in the bottom. No matter how much money you pour in, it keeps leaking out through interest payments, unexpected expenses, and poor financial structure. Many people are drawn to exciting investments because they feel productive and advanced. Buying a popular stock or the latest crypto project feels like progress, while saving cash or paying down debt feels boring. But this excitement often hides a lack of discipline. Real wealth is not built through hype or shortcuts. It is built through order, patience, and consistency. When you skip the basics, every dollar you invest has to work harder just to keep you in the same place. Ignoring fundamentals like emergency savings and high-interest debt creates massive opportunity costs over time. Credit card interest quietly grows in the background, often at rates far higher than long-term market returns. At the same time, the lack of a safety net forces people to sell investments at the worst possible moments or rely on even more debt when life happens. These small decisions compound, and over years, they can cost tens of thousands of dollars and delay financial independence by decades. If you want to build real wealth, the sequence matters more than the excitement. In this video, we break down the correct order step by step so you stop spinning your wheels and start making progress that actually lasts. If you want to watch the full video and learn the complete system, comment number 1 below and let me know you are ready to do this the right way. After understanding why investing without structure holds people back, the next step becomes very clear. Before investing a single dollar anywhere, an emergency fund must come first. This is not a suggestion, and it is not optional. An emergency fund is the foundation that allows every other financial decision to work the way it is supposed to. Most people think emergency savings are only about covering unexpected bills. While that is important, the real value goes much deeper. An emergency fund creates psychological stability. When life throws a surprise at you, and it always does, having cash set aside means you do not panic. You do not sell investments at the worst possible time. You do not swipe a credit card and lock yourself into years of high-interest payments. Without that buffer, even the best investment plan can collapse under pressure. The data around this is alarming. A large portion of people have no emergency savings at all, and the typical amount saved barely covers a minor inconvenience. That means a car repair or medical bill can instantly undo months or years of financial progress. This is exactly why so many people feel stuck, even though they are technically investing. The key is to approach emergency savings in stages. Instead of trying to save several months of expenses all at once, start small and build momentum. The first milestone should be a basic starter fund that covers common emergencies. From there, work toward 1 full month of living expenses. Once that feels secure, continue building until you reach a level that matches your job stability and personal situation. Someone with stable income may need less, while someone with unpredictable income may need more. What surprises many people is how powerful even a modest emergency fund can be. Research consistently shows that people with a small but dedicated cash buffer report significantly higher financial confidence and better decision-making. That mental clarity is what allows investing to actually work. Once this safety net is in place, you're no longer reacting to life. You're controlling your financial direction, and that is when real progress finally begins. With an emergency fund in place, you now have stability. But stability alone is not enough if your money is still bleeding in the background. This brings us to the next critical step, eliminating high-interest debt. If emergency savings are the seatbelt, high-interest debt is the engine fire you cannot ignore. High-interest debt, especially from credit cards, grows at a pace that quietly destroys financial progress. Interest rates on these balances often sit above 20%, which means the debt is increasing faster than most long-term investments realistically can. When people invest while carrying this kind of debt, They believe they are moving forward, but mathematically, they are running uphill. Every dollar invested is being canceled out by a dollar lost to interest. Paying off high-interest debt is not about fear or avoiding investing. It is about logic. When you pay down a balance charging a high rate, you're effectively earning a return equal to that rate with no risk and no market volatility. That is something investing cannot promise. Over time, this decision can have a larger impact on your net worth than picking the right stock or fund. The most efficient way to handle this is a simple system. List all your debts, note their interest rates, and continue making the minimum payments on everything. Then direct every extra dollar toward the balance with the highest interest rate. This approach, often called the avalanche method, minimizes the total interest you pay and shortens the time it takes to become debt-free. Some people prefer paying off smaller balances first for motivation, and that can work. But from a purely financial standpoint, targeting the highest rate first is the most effective path. Once high-interest debt is gone, something powerful happens. Your money stops working against you and starts working for you. The momentum you feel is real, and it sets the stage for the next step where investing finally begins to accelerate. Quick check before we move on. If this step made you rethink your strategy, type the word reset in the comments and keep watching. Now that high-interest debt is being eliminated, there is one important rule that needs a clear exception. While paying off debt should usually come before investing, employer retirement plan matching deserves special treatment. This is one of the rare situations where investing early actually makes mathematical sense. Employer matching is not a market bet. It is not speculation. It is an immediate and guaranteed return on your money. When an employer matches a portion of your retirement contribution, they are essentially giving you free income simply for participating. In many cases, this return ranges from 50% to 100% of what you contribute up to a certain limit. There are very few opportunities in personal finance that offer that kind of certainty. Skipping an employer match is like turning down part of your paycheck. That money does not roll over. It does not wait for you. If you do not claim it, it disappears. This is why ignoring employer matching is often more damaging than delaying other types of investing. You're not just missing potential growth, you're missing guaranteed value. The smart approach here is balance. You do not need to fully fund your retirement account while still paying off high-interest debt. Instead, contribute just enough to receive the full employer match. Once that threshold is reached, every additional dollar should continue going toward debt elimination until those balances are gone. This strategy allows you to capture free money without slowing your progress toward financial stability. Some retirement plans include vesting schedules, which determine how long you must stay with a company before the matching funds fully belong to you. This is something to be aware of, especially if you expect to change jobs soon. Even so, partial vesting and immediate returns often still make employer matching worthwhile in most situations. At this point, something important has happened. You have an emergency fund, your high-interest debt is under control, and you are capturing guaranteed returns through your employer. These steps form the foundation of your financial structure. Everything that comes next is no longer built on hope or hype, but on solid ground that can actually support long-term growth. With the foundation now firmly in place, this is where the strategy becomes more sophisticated. Emergency savings protect you, high-interest debt no longer drags you down, and employer matching is working in your favor. Now the focus shifts to tax optimization, which is where many people unknowingly give away a large portion of their future wealth. A common mistake is jumping straight into taxable investment accounts simply because they are easy to access. While these accounts offer flexibility, they are often the least efficient place to build long-term wealth. Taxes quietly reduce your returns year after year through dividends, capital gains, and transaction activity. This loss is not dramatic in any single year, but over decades, it compounds into a significant gap. This is why tax-advantaged accounts should be prioritized first. Individual retirement accounts, or IRAs, often come before increasing contributions to an employer retirement plan beyond the match. IR, as typically offer lower fees and a wider range of investment options, giving you more control over how your money is invested. Over time, even small differences in fees can have a meaningful impact on your final results. At this stage, one of the most important decisions involves choosing between traditional and Roth accounts. The difference comes down to when taxes are paid. Traditional accounts reduce your taxable income today, while Roth accounts require paying taxes now in exchange for tax-free withdrawals later. The challenge is that future tax rates are unknown, and personal income can change over time. Because of this uncertainty, many people benefit from using a combination of both. This creates flexibility in retirement and reduces reliance on a single tax outcome. The goal is not to predict the future perfectly, but to prepare for multiple scenarios. What makes this step so powerful is that taxes and fees are among the few factors you can control. Markets will fluctuate, but minimizing unnecessary costs allows more of your money to stay invested and compound. Over decades, this discipline can separate basic savings from true financial independence. After optimizing your retirement accounts and building a strong tax strategy, there is one final powerful tool that deserves attention. Health savings accounts, often overlooked, can play a unique role in long-term financial planning. When used correctly, they combine tax efficiency with flexibility in a way few accounts can match. Contributions reduce taxable income, investments grow without annual tax drag, and qualified medical expenses can be paid without taxes later in life. This makes them especially valuable for managing one of the largest and most predictable costs in retirement. The real power of this account comes from patience. By paying current medical expenses out of pocket and allowing the account to remain invested, you give that money time to compound. Medical costs are almost unavoidable in later years, and having a dedicated pool of funds for them can remove a major source of stress. This approach is not about avoiding responsibility or cutting corners. It is about planning ahead and using the tools that already exist in a thoughtful way. Once all tax-advantaged options are fully utilized, this is finally where taxable investment accounts belong. These accounts offer complete freedom. They can support goals like early retirement, major life purchases, or long-term legacy planning. While they are less tax efficient, they provide flexibility that no retirement account can replace. Used at the right stage, they complement the system rather than weaken it. Looking back at the full journey, the lesson is clear. Wealth is not built by jumping to the most exciting step. It is built by following the right order. Emergency savings protect you. Eliminating high-interest debt stops money from leaking away. Employer matching provides guaranteed value. Tax-optimized accounts allow growth to compound efficiently. Each step strengthens the next. Investing is not a gamble or a hobby. When done correctly, it becomes a system that works quietly in the background while you live your life. If this approach changed how you think about money and you want to continue learning, subscribe to the channel now so you do not miss the next video where we go even deeper into practical strategies you can actually use.